guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my school morning routine, and this is for days when I'm going in-person school. My school recently made the transition to going full face-to-face, so I go to school 5 days a week now. Usually I wake up at around 5 AM, sometimes a bit earlier, just depending what time I go to bed the night before. And the first thing I always do when I wake up is I try to get out of bed as soon as my alarm goes off, otherwise I literally will just fall back asleep. But the first thing I do when I step out of bed, obviously turn on the light, and then I'll just put on like some kind of sweater or something, just because it's kind of cold in the mornings. And then I always tie my hair up, so maybe I'll give it a little brush, and then I always just tie it into a little low bun. Honestly, it's just so easy, and I, for some reason, get really, I guess, annoyed by my hair being in the way all the time. And if it's like flowing by my side or like in my face, I'll get really annoyed. So yeah, I always tie into a very simple low bun. Usually when I wake up, I'll spend about 20 to 30 minutes doing some strength exercises and some stretching exercises. For me, this is really important because I'm kind of recovering from an injury right now, so I really need to make sure I'm staying on top of my strength, especially for my hips, and also my stretching and rolling. I'll take you through some of those exercises right now.
Okay, so first I start by warming up my muscles a little bit, and the way I do this is just by doing some high knees and some really quiet jumps, because usually at this time the rest of my family is not up, so I do not want to disturb them. Then I just do some very generic stretches for my quads and my hamstrings, and I always make sure to stretch my calves as well, and of course my hips, because I have really tight hips and I've struggled with hip injuries and tight hips for as long as I can remember, so I always make sure to do that. And then right now I'm doing some exercises that I got from my physio, which is meant to activate my hips and kind of build strength in my glutes as well. And I do this on both sides. I usually do 2 sets of 30 on both sides, and by the end my glutes are pretty much burning. And again, this hip thrusts kind of exercise is also for glute stimulation, activation, all that jazz. And I do 10 with 2 legs, 10 with each leg, and then 20-second hold, and I do that twice. And honestly, if you do this with a resistance band, you will feel so much in your glutes, which is really great for me. And then I move on to some stretching, and honestly the amount of strength versus stretching that I do each morning really varies depending on how I'm feeling. So I always start out with these kind of low lunge stretches, which my physio told me to do as well. And yeah, it's mainly just for getting more mobility in my hips and also just stretching out my hamstrings as well. This here is another hip flexor stretch, and of course I'm going to do all these exercises on both sides, and I usually hold these for about 10 to 15 seconds and then I rest, and then I do that again, just so that I'm not getting really stiff in one move. Then I always roll every single morning, and I start out by rolling my calves, and I always do this on both legs, and I try to do the back side of my calves and then the outside and the inside, and then of course my IT band and my quads, and then my hips. And that's pretty much it for this morning. Then of course hydration is absolutely key in anything that you do, so I always make sure I chug some water in the morning, and then I moved on to some studying. And depending on what time I wake up, I'll do varying amounts of like schoolwork in the morning. When I had online school, I would honestly do so much schoolwork in the morning, 2 hours before school would start. But now that I have to leave my house at around 6:15, 6:30, I only do about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on the day. And today I decided to do some physics because I'm a little bit behind on, pretty much everything in physics, and I have a test coming up soon, so I thought it would be the best time to do that now. Yeah, this was a pretty decent study session. I sped it up pretty fast, but I think it was about 45 minutes. And I was pretty much just watching videos that my exam board puts up and then writing notes about it. And it's all new stuff to me, what I was learning here. So I think it was a pretty useful session. And then, of course, when I do any kind of studying, I always do some practice questions, just so I can practice using the formulas and practice using the theory in real questions, I guess. And these questions are similar to the ones we get on exams, so I think it's super helpful. Now that I'm done with my studying, I'm going to pack my bag, and I usually do this like 10 minutes before I leave. Probably not the best, but yes, of course, it's COVID time right now. I need to bring masks with me every single day, and I also have to bring this health card, which just shows my temperature and basically stating that I feel okay. That little card is my train pass, and then, of course, I need my calculator because I have a bunch of classes that use calculators. My pencil case is a must. My AirPods, I use my AirPods every single day on the way back from school. My iPad I bring with me to take notes at school, and I also bring my computer with me. Then I pack all my clothes for track, and I'm currently in season, which is really fun. So I'm just packing shorts and then a long sleeve shirt. Now it is time to get dressed for the day, and I chose this super cute outfit, which is pretty summery because it was a pretty warm day today. And I did wear a sweater over this outfit, and then yeah, I left for school.